everybody, welcome to the NAHCA Breakroom.
Hey everybody!
Today is January 31st. January has flown by us
Oh
so
my
fast.
goodness.
The first month of 2018 has come and gone. We have a lot of things to show for it.
Well, almost gone.
Almost. Well, we have like an hour left in the workday, so I call it gone. We have a lot of things to show for it. We have several new individual members that came in January. Our ambassadors are out there working the field, giving information to CNAs who didn't even know about our association or that we even existed. So I have to give props to the ambassadors there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We hosted a call with them on January the 18th, and it was a great exchange of information and ideas. They gave us a couple of tips for things that they think we might do as we move forward with our individual membership. So very productive, and we're really thankful for them and the role that they're playing in terms of setting the right example for our profession, and also for helping other nursing assistants who may not be aware of NAHCA about what NAHCA is and what we hope to do. Hi, Kim. There's two of our ambassadors right there.
Yeah, speaking of the devil, there they are. We have a lot to look forward to in February, several big events and observances. The big one on the menu, so to speak, is February is Black History Month.
Absolutely.
So through the month of February, we're going to bring you guys some interesting information, some articles about some people that have made some big impacts in some big ways. The first one I'm going to start with is Bessie Coleman. She is the first female African-American pilot. She was born in 1893 and passed away in 1926. On June 15th, 1921, Bessie Coleman became the first African-American woman issued a pilot's license. She was rejected from the U.S. flight schools because of racial and sexual prejudice. She learned how to fly in France, actually. Returning home, Coleman worked for equality in the air and on the ground, inspiring a generation of African American and women. So that is just one of the many little trivia type information we're going to bring for you guys in February. It is also American Heart Month, awareness for heart disease, that sort of thing. One thing we really want to kind of push to you guys is that you cannot take care of the people that you love without taking care of yourself. So you're really looking at eating better, getting your 60 minutes of exercise in a day. Definitely keep doing those checkups, especially blood pressure.
Well, and ladies, for you guys, in addition to your cardiovascular health, also think about your self-breast exams and buddy checks and things of that nature, because that's really very important.
Yes, it is. And be sure to ask if you have questions, if there's something not acting right or something that you've noticed. Don't be afraid to ask your physicians about it while you're at the office. I know a lot of us kind of stutter a little bit when we're in the office. We want to get in and out after the hour-long waiting period for the 15-minute exam. But definitely, if you have questions, write them down beforehand and take them with you. So you can't get answers unless you ask the questions.
That's really great advice, Katie. I know for myself, I get in, I see my doc, and 9 times out of 10 we'll get focused on one particular item, and if I don't have my list, I'll forget about those other things until I walk out the door, and the minute I walk out the door, I'm like, darn! So yeah, making that list is a great idea. Also, too, I wanted to mention, we're talking about wellness of the heart, and we're talking about your physical wellness. I also want to talk to you a little bit real quickly about your emotional wellness. Take time to laugh this month. Take time on February the 14th, I believe it is. I'm not a big holiday guy, but Valentine's Day is February 14th. So take some time to love yourself and the people around you.
Yeah, and sometimes you can get a good chuckle on Valentine's Day, too. Especially if you're married to a jokester. I'm just throwing that out there. It is also National Youth Leadership Month. So if any of the leadership teams out there or the individual members are looking for something to engage in their community, definitely go to like the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, any of the youth leadership teams within your community, and collaborate with them on a project. It's a good way to get invested in your community and help make some strong leaders for the future.
Absolutely. You know, a number of organizations for young people are really built around leadership and giving them the opportunity to partner with you or work with you on a project in your care center or in your community is a really great way for them to contribute and for them to work on those leadership skills that will help them as they grow into adults.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned bringing them into the facility as well, because that relationship between the elderly and the youth is so important with that intergenerational activity.
Yeah.
We have several facilities that have their preschools come out, the kids come out from the high school and play bingo. We have one facility that even has the school rooms in the facility, and from what I've heard, it is just amazing the way that the residents just light up when they see those kids coming up and down the hallway.
Drake said to remember, don't forget the big brothers and big sisters, because they play a huge role in the community. Great point, Drake. Thank you for sharing that with us all.
Yes, and this week, as of observances for the first week of February, it is Children's Author and Illustrators Week. Being we're talking about the youth leaders, that's one way that you could integrate with the kids in the community, is volunteering to read books at the library. I know there's a program here in Joplin called Story Time for the toddlers who can't read themselves. Who is your favorite?
Dr. Seuss.
Oh, you stole mine.
That's right, Dr. Seuss, the Cat in the Hat.
My 2-year-old has a collection of Dr. Seuss books, and after a while they get old, like the one apple up on top, or 10 apples up on top, the green eggs and ham. Yeah.
Said Sam I am.
Yeah. And then there's one that I'd never heard of before.
I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere.
I can honestly say I've never tried green eggs, but it could be a venture in the future.
Well, there might be a reason why.
It is also, speaking of the interaction with the kids, it is also National School Counseling Week. So leadership teams, individual members, if you guys are looking for a way to reach out to the school counselors, I know they have the career days at the school.
That's right.
So definitely go out there and talk about the CNA field and what it really entails, and get it out there, and offer them programs in their community, bring information with you so that they know where to go and how to get their certification when they're in their junior and senior year.
Katie, that really takes me back a little bit to my early years with NAHCA. We did an activity called, Louise, Project Education. Duh. And our members had packets that they put together, coloring books. They would take their blood pressure cuff, their stethoscope, their pulse oximeter machine. They take different tools from our profession and take them to 6th grade classes, because that's when young people are really starting to think about, what do I want to be when I grow up? So definitely take the opportunity to do that. I know that the school systems absolutely loved the fact that they had that hands-on, one-on-one engagement. So that's a really great idea.
That is a good idea, especially if you have the time to do it, especially after the after-school projects and that sort of thing. If you have the time to do it, the more the merrier, I say.
Oh, absolutely.
And then it is also International Snow Sculpting Week. That doesn't really pertain to us because all our snow is gone. But I did see a post on CNAs for Quality, I believe it was Darla Neville who posted it, of the big snowstorm in 1982 in St. Louis. Seeing those pictures, I couldn't believe it just dumped on them. 14 inches on top of a wet ground is not a good. It's great for snow sculpting though, so if you guys have snow on the ground and you're out there doing that kind of thing, send us some pictures and share it on Facebook for the CNA Equality page, the NAHCA Members Closed Group. We would love to see the artistic side of you guys as well. Tomorrow is National Freedom Day.
Yay, freedom!
National Freedom Day is an observance in the United States that honors the signing of the resolution that proposed the 13th Amendment for the nation's Constitution on February 1st, 1865. Abraham Lincoln, who was the president at the time, signed the resolution to outlaw slavery. This anniversary is annually observed on February 1st.
Thank God for the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yes. And then we have another I shouldn't say holiday, an observance following on February 2nd, which I think everybody is well aware of. Everybody's waiting for spring.
Oh, yeah.
Not so patiently sometimes, but February 2nd is Groundhog's Day.
Let's hope that guy sees a shadow, or doesn't see a shadow, as the case may be.
Yeah, I definitely hope not to. I've been counting down the days till spring.
Yeah, I'm ready for board shorts and t-shirts.
Me too. These white legs might be...
Oh, well.
You might need to wear sunglasses in the office for a couple weeks there, you guys. I'm just warning you ahead of time. February 4th is World Cancer Day. This is a quote from Heather Bryant, the VP Cancer Control, the Canadian Partnership Against Cancer. She says, on World Cancer Day, we have the opportunity to collectively examine cancer control strategies to identify winning formulas that will escalate progress. The goal for all of us is to ensure fewer people develop cancer, more people are successfully treated, and that there is a better quality of life for people during the treatment and beyond. And you guys, I definitely encourage you to visit that website. It is http://www.worldcancerday.org/about, and I will post this afterwards because this is a long one. About/2016-2018 world-cancer-day-campaign. I told you that was a long one, so I'll post it afterwards. You can learn about ways to prevent, detect, and treat cancer. You will also find ways to support cancer research, people going through treatment, and make your voice be heard about cancer in general. So it's a great website. They have a lot of neat little cartoons on there. I spent probably a good hour and a half on there yesterday just poking around. And then the last one in the first week of February is the first Friday of every February is National Wear Red Day. And that is just to identify and observe that heart disease is the #1 killer of women. So wear red for your support for that one.
That's every Friday?
The first Friday in February.
First Friday in February. So the Friday coming up, right around the corner. Hey, you know, here's a good, it's good to get older. And I'll tell you why it's good to get older. When I was younger, I would never wear red because I had real bright red hair. And so red hair and red clothes wasn't a good mix. Now that I'm old and my hair isn't red anymore, I can get away with wearing red. So I'll be joining you with wearing red on Friday.
And I see I just busted myself because Lori just chimed in here and said, what, an hour and a half on the internet while the cat is away, the mice will play. Technically speaking there, boss lady, I was working. We do have another exciting thing coming in the first part of February as well, and I'm going to let Jeff tell you all about that.
We're really excited, as you all know, or as I hope you know, NAHCA is constantly looking for ways to better meet your needs and to provide you a better member experience. As part of that, we will be launching in the very first part of February, we will be launching our new NAHCA website. So I'm hoping that you're going to look forward to it. We believe that it's going to provide you an easier navigation experience, that the look and the feel is going to give you some increased motivation and excitement. And so I just invite you to join us as we kick that off in the first part of February.
I haven't even seen it yet, so I'm really looking forward to getting a sneak peek before it debuts. But if I don't, I'll be just as surprised as everybody else when I go there.
The important thing to remember, though, is that all of the key features that are on our current website will be carried over to our new website. So if you're the kind of person who likes to know the exact number of clicks it is to get to the NVCC, that won't change. If you want to know the exact number of clicks, pardon me, I'm having a polygrip moment. If you want to know the exact number of clicks it takes to get to the members only section, same amount of clicks, it's going to be really easy. You're going to love it, I believe it.
Now, I have a funny story, CNA to CNA here. So we take a lot of calls in the NAHCA office for resources like CNA classes, certification, how to transfer your license from state to state. Yesterday, this very young lady called, and she was asking me if we hire CNAs. And I said, no, we are an association for CNAs, but we do not hire CNAs on a regular basis. We're a very small staff, which I think makes it very personal. So I started asking her, are you currently certified in the state of Missouri? She says, no. And I said, well, are you certified in another state? Can I help you transfer your license? She says, no. And I said, are you planning on enrolling into a certification class to get your CNA? If that's the case, there's a membership called the student membership with us that will tell you all about our field before you enter it to see if it's all right for you. And she paused for a second, and you could tell she was very young. And she says, well, to be honest with you, my mom told me that I had to pay for half of my car if I wanted to buy one. and I was looking for an easy, high-paying job. And I took everything in me not to say, honey, you are going into the wrong field. If you're looking for a sweat through your scrubs, go home, feet aching, heart full of joy job, that's where we're at. But if you're looking for an easy, high-paying job, I'm afraid you come to the wrong place. So that kind of cracked me up a little bit. But I did want to reference the student membership because of that. And we also have the individual membership and the premier membership as well on the website. And it's the same navigation when the new website comes. You'll be able to find it just as easy. So I can't get over that. I'm looking for an easy, high-paying job. Oh, no, you're not. You're calling here.
Well, that's one of the blessings of being a youngster. You think that everything is so easy and it's so free, and so in one regard, I'm chuckling because she's wanting high-paying and easy, which typically don't come together in the same sentence. And at the same time, I'm thankful that there's still that youthfulness in that person, because wait till she gets out in the real world.
Yes. And the memberships are definitely worth their while. They're not expensive by any means. Actually, here's one of our members right now talking about her membership with NAHCA.
I got introduced to NAHCA through Katie Page, and she's like, you should go to this conference for CNAs. She's like, I think you'd love it. And I met all these amazing, incredible CNAs, not from just Iowa, but from like all over. And I was blown away by Lori Porter's passion for, this is your company, meaning us CNAs. And I just connected, like she understood me. And I really have networked and have met many different people that have touched my life, and I hope that I've made a difference in theirs. I went to one conference, and then I've gone ever since. I love it. I feel renewed. I learn new things, not only in my profession, but extending in my profession. We've heard from CMS people. We've heard from, incontinent care people. We've heard from different, legislation people, and it's amazing how many lives that we're intertwined with, and NAHCA just gives us that platform to expand off it and give us a diving board into so much information. And we're all connected, and we're all on the same page of making a difference and sharing our love and our caring and our compassion.
Man, you gotta love Heidi. That is one special lady. Before we went to Heidi's comments, Katie mentioned that the cost of membership isn't super high, and the reason for that is because our great leaders, Lisa and Lori, have always helped us to be very conscientious about the fact that nursing assistants, as a group of professionals, don't earn very much money. And so whenever we set about to build the new individual membership structures, we were very thoughtful about how we could give the most amount of benefit for the least amount of dollars. And so we have the student membership, which is $25 annually, and it's a great way for somebody who's in the process of becoming certified to get a jump on being part of their professional community. We created the basic individual membership, and that's $60 a year. And we did that, and it includes 12 hours of continuing education. It includes access to the members-only portion of the NAHCA portal, or the NAHCA website, pardon me. It also includes a host of other really cool benefits that I'd encourage you to check out. Member or not, check it out. And then we have the Premier membership, and the Premier membership is really great. It's $120 a year. It is really great because it gives folks an opportunity to get in there and take additional education, specialty education that really helps folks grow into those specialists, those professionals that they really want to be. Additionally, something that I think is really cool is, let's say for the sake of argument that you wanted to become a basic individual member, but you couldn't afford to just take $60 out of your pocket at one time, which unfortunately is common for most of us. We've got it set up so that you could pay on a quarterly basis. We've also got it set up so that you could pay on a monthly basis. On a monthly basis, I think it's $5.83. And on a quarterly basis, I think it's like $16.80 some cents. Don't take me to court on that, please. But I think that's about correct. Perfect. And so we really have work to, and we're going to continue as an organization. We're going to continue to look at ways that we can do better. We can give better value in the membership, and we're very excited about that.
Yes. Yes, we are. I'm glad that you mentioned the individual memberships. I think Gary has a video for us to kind of put up there and show you what all the memberships are exactly about. So there you have the exact prices of the membership. So now you can hold him to what he said. There you go.
You can take me to court.
And speaking of good deals, I know you guys have heard us say this several times. CNA Fest is coming. It's right around the corner. If that's not a deal, I don't know what is. The average CNA last year, it cost $1,500 to send them to Washington, D.C. Because of the registration, the room and board, the food. I mean, everything is so expensive out there. This year we'll be about 10 miles outside of Little Rock, Arkansas, and it's $400 per CNA. That does not count your travel fare, but I know a lot of the people that come are from Oklahoma, so it will definitely save you girls and boys some money there. That brought a memory back to me from yesterday, and yes, Lori, I was working. This lady called from Washington, D.C., and she's a CNA, has been a CNA for years, and said that she found us online and was asking, nurses have all these associations out there. I didn't even know you guys existed. Could you tell me a little bit about you? So I started telling her about the membership and what it all entails and all that. And she says, well, do you guys have like an annual conference or get together like nurses do? And I was like, oh yeah. And she's like, now you got me interested because the way you just said that. And so I started telling her about our CNA revival, and I swear I saved her soul. I mean, she just started hollering and screaming on the other end, and she's like, I wish I would have known about this years ago, and my mom was a CNA, and now I'm in her kind of track, and I want to go further than what she did. She's like, I'm going back to school to get my RN. I won't ever use it, she said. She's like, but I just wanted to go a little bit further and kind of set a legacy for my kids to follow. But I was telling her about CNA Fest, and she's already like, what airline do I book with? I'm going to call Dane Henning on Friday. I don't like to put my information in online. And oh man, it made my day. I was probably on the phone with her. Don't hold me to this, Lori, for probably 35 to 40 minutes yesterday, and it just made my day. She's like, and why am I the last person to know about this? And I'm like, trust me, you're not. And then I started telling her about the ambassador program. So it sounds like she's registering on Friday, and she is bringing like 7 or 8 people with her, and she was very disappointed that she missed last year because she's from Washington, D.C., and she's like, I would have loved to have been there. So
I was going to say, I remember when we talked about this yesterday, Katie was sharing with me, you get so pumped up by some of those calls that you want to just share that with somebody. So Katie came over and shared it with me, and it was kind of funny interesting because when Katie said she was bummed, you could really see that look on Katie's face like, oh man, I missed it. So it's really cool to have folks reaching out. CNA Fest is going to be absolutely remarkable. To give you an example, last year's room rate was $100 $29 per night, and conference registration for the average person was $355. So if you put the 3 nights at $129 and you put the $350 together, you can see where, with not including travel, you're already up to almost $800 just between conference registration and the room rate. And so being able to have your registration and your room all for the very reasonable price of $400 is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and there's so much more that's going to be entailed this year. The outside activities. Personally, I'm looking forward to the kayaking. Because I'm 100% guaranteed not to be pregnant at conference this year. So unlike the last 3 years,
Right.
So I'm definitely going to get out there and take full advantage of that. And also, in regards to conference, and one thing that you guys should start thinking about is the Key to Quality Award nominations. It's right around the corner. We keep them open for how many months before?
It's usually 2 months.
2 months. So if it's August, July, June is when they open, and it's already February as of tomorrow. So really start thinking about who you want to nominate, what you want to nominate them for, and start. I mean, even if I think this year we're going to have a little bit of a twist in there. I'm not going to tell you guys about that yet. We're going to hold off a little bit for that one, but. Gary's showing some pictures right now of the Key to Quality Award winners from last year's conference.
Yeah, that's really awesome. One of the things,
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Something that I'd like to share as it relates to the Key to Quality Awards is, as our membership has evolved, remember that when we started the association, we were primarily in long-term care in nursing home and nursing facilities. And now we have more and more individual members, and so that's giving us the opportunity to look at the award categories for the Key to Quality Awards to see who we might add, what we might add into awards categories. So be looking forward to that. And if you know of somebody as an absolute rock star that you want to recognize, nominating them for a Key to Quality Award is a great way to do that.
Yeah, that the slide you just showed kind of confused me a little bit because I looked up and saw Miss Sheena Bumpus up there.
Oh, yeah.
She won 2 years in a row. So those are the pictures from not last year, but the year before. But you'll see Sheena in both of those years. So
yeah, so those were the pictures from Des Moines, not from DC. Yeah.
So this is going to be. I'm looking forward to a phenomenal year.
Oh gosh.
I cannot wait for CNA Fest. I'm pumped up and ready to go.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really great resources we're going to be able to tap into that we typically wouldn't be able to if we were at the Marriott in Des Moines or the Renaissance in DC, rock climbing, zip lining, just being able to be out in the great outdoors. Most of our conference settings are in downtown, so it's kind of hard to, if you want to put your foot to grass, it's kind of hard to do. But when we're in Arkansas, we can have a little bit of a hillbilly heyday and it'll be okay.
And let's let them hear us in Little Rock, Arkansas. Right. We kind of had to mind our manners in the in the inner city as far as our outbursts go, so to speak. But if we're 10 miles outside and the kind of nuzzled in the mountains, there's nothing that's going to stop us this year.
We can raise that roof.
Yes. And I think, Jeff, did you have a couple more things?
I did want to share a couple of things. So, as part of my duty and responsibility to the association, I get to review the NAHCA leaderboard. And what the NAHCA leaderboard is, all of the folks that are in the distance learning platform, the NVCC, we get a report that tells us everybody who scored scored 100 on their classes, and then we put those folks together in a list, and then we identify or recognize the top 3 people. So Linda and Cynthia, both from Stroud Healthcare in Oklahoma, were atop the board, and then Braden from Bartlesville was also on top of the board. So this is a clean sweep for the great state of Oklahoma. Go Sooners.
I'm pretty partial to Iowa, so Iowa CNA's bumping up a little bit here.
There you go.
We're going to start a little debate between me and Mr. Wellman, so we'll have to get Team Oklahoma, Team Iowa, Team Missouri T-shirts, and We'll just start wearing those to the NAHCA Breakroom so you guys know who's sweeping the board.
There you go.
But it is not easy to get those points in NVCC. It takes hard work and dedication, and it's definitely time consuming when you get to the upper classes, like the geriatric care specialist courses are.
Absolutely.
I mean, you break a sweat. I mean, Lisa did an amazing job designing that, and I give her props all the way.
Oh yeah.
No way could I write something like that. I know my stuff, but I don't know it as well as she does. I can tell you that.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal educator when it comes to putting together the healthcare content or the clinical content that helps us to move forward. Because if you think about it, if all you ever learned as a nursing assistant was what you learned in your CNA class, you wouldn't be able to really deliver the kind of care that I know you believe your residents deserve. So
yes, and if you guys have any ideas of anything that you would like to see in NVCC that is not there, definitely shoot us a message and let us know. We can work on creating those education modules for you guys.
Absolutely. I also wanted to share, along the same lines of talking about education, our members and our friends in the great state of Oklahoma have asked us to provide some workshops built around peer mentoring. And so I just wanted to let everybody know I'm looking forward to visiting Oklahoma. I'll be in Tulsa, Oklahoma on March the 13th. We'll be conducting a workshop there. Then I'll be in McAllister, which is south and east. I'll be there on the 14th, and then on the 16th I'll be in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope if you're a member of NAHCA and you're a preceptor that you'll consider going to one of those workshops, because I believe it's going to be a really great time.
And clear down in McAllister, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a Mitchell Manor person or two coming through those doors.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
They're a spunky group. They
oh
are.
My goodness.
All right. Well, that's it for my agenda. That's all I had to yap about today. We wish safe travels to the rest of our team who are coming back and forth this week, and hopefully everybody will be back here Friday. We can get together and kind of collaborate and maybe take a sneak peek at that website before it releases.
Yeah, there we go.
But like I said, if you guys have any ideas at all about the NVCC, feel free to share them on the CNAs for Quality page and NAHCA Closed Member Group. You can even email us. Give us a phone call. Everything is on the website, all of our information. If you're looking for our email addresses, they are under the Meet Our Team tab, or Learn About Our Team. All of our email addresses are posted on there as well.
Yep. Yeah, go to About, then go to NAHCA Team, click on it, and you'll see all of our pictures, and our emails are right there. Absolutely, yeah.
Well, thank you guys all for joining us, and we will be right back here at 4 o'clock next week in the NAHCA Break Room.